What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video. I hope you're all good. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some battles I did in Great League with a team featuring Alolan Sandslash with the Community Day move of Shadow Claw. This was actually requested by a follower of the channel, so a big shout and thank you to Ripley32 for the suggestion. So this Sandslash was caught on Community Day and the IVs are 2, 9, 14, rank 41. I was hoping for a better one, but this is decent enough. Legacy Shadow Claw is the fast move, of course, and then we're going to have Ice Punch and Gyro Ball as the second charge move, just to try it out. Now, as Sandslash is double weak to fighting and fire, we're going to have two things in the back that resist both of those. On the switch, we're going to have Jellicent, and the IVs on this are 8, 14, 13. It's a rank 320, and this is going to be running Bubble as the fast move, as we've already got Shadow Claw on the Sandslash, Ice Beam and Shadow Ball as the charge moves. Then finally, as the closer, probably the spiciest thing on the team, Shadow GLISCOR. IVs on this are 4, 10, 12, rank 63, and the moveset is Wing Attack, Night Slash, and Earthquake, which we don't use once in the entire video. Let's go. So into the first one, let's see what we've got. We've got Diggersby on the lead, so it's a pretty mixed bag here. They can hit us with Fire Punch, which is double super effective, but we can hit them with super effective Ice Punch, but they make a swap out into a Bomber Snow anyway. So quite interesting, because this is actually probably a worse matchup for them. So we're just going to stay here with the Sandslash. As you can see, even though the Energy Ball is resisted, it did quite a bit of damage to us as they are Shadow, but we're just going to go for 2 Ice Punches here. We can build up a little bit more if they're trying to farm up to another Energy Ball, so we just get off another Ice Punch and take out the Bomber Snow, easy money. And then they come in with a Machamp, but we're unable to get up to an Ice Punch before they counter us down, and the throwness to the fighting moves there is shown by the Sandslash. But now we've won the alignment, we're looking in a really good spot. So we're not going to shield up the Jellicent here, because we can actually take out both of the opponent's Pokemon with the GLISCOR, but they actually make a really good catch on Diggersby with the not very effective Shadow Ball, so it does barely any damage to them. But this is fine, we're just going to stay here with the Jellicent and hope we can get up to an Ice Beam. My opponent is over farming, so they're not going to throw the move to take us out, so we go for an Ice Beam, see if they want to shield it up. They actually let it go through, which is a massive call. Now with 2 shields, they've barely got any health on either of their Pokemon, so we're just going to let the Jellicent go down, come in with the GLISCOR, and we're probably just going to look to Wing Attack down both of the Pokemon here. They obviously can't hit us with a Earthquake because that is resisted. The Fire Punch is neutral though, but as you see, it doesn't do too much damage to us. But obviously we both have 2 shields here, so we just want to keep the GLISCOR in good health. So we just shield up one of the Fire Punches, and then they come in with Machamp. We did sneak through a Wing Attack there, so that's really decent for us. Going to shield it up. They do actually bait us, which is bad, but we snuck through that Wing Attack. There's no danger of them getting to a Rock Slide, and then we just Wing Attack down the fat ground bunny. Get out of here. So that was a good first win. It was just all about winning that alignment, which we managed to do. So terrible lead into the next one. Shadow Machamp make a swap out into the Jellicent, and they come in with an Alolan Marowak. So this is a pretty good matchup. We're doing super effective with the bubble, and we'll be able to hit them with a super effective Shadow Ball, which will take them out. They throw a Shadow Bone, and we shield it up, so that's good. They didn't bait us. We're just going to go straight for the Shadow Ball, as we don't have the potential to bait them. And they just let it go straight through. What an absolute madman. So now we've won the swap, and they bring the Machamp back in straight away against the Jellicent. So we're just going to go straight for another Shadow Ball, and they let it go through as well. What complete melts. So then they back out, and I'm not surprised. Oh, it's all a guessing game, isn't it, with this? So that was a jokes battle. I left that one in purely for the lulz. So into the next one, we had Drapion in the lead, which was really good for us, and they made a swap out into the Politoed. You can see people are still expecting the Sandslash to have Powder Snow, so they're making an instant swap when sometimes they'll be resisting the Shadow Claw, like we saw in the first battle with that Diggersby, and now with the Drapion. So we're just going to stay here, and actually now we've made a swap, so I'm completely lying. We make a swap out into the Jellicent, as we will be resisting the water moves. Are they going to go for an Earthquake? They do not have it by the looks of it, as they might have Blizzard, so they just go for a Weather Ball, so resisted easily by the Jellyfish. So now we're just going to build up as much energy as we can. We hit the Shadow Ball, and it looked like it was a CMP tie. So obviously, once again, we'll let this go through. Should be able to get through the Shadow Ball against the Politoed. See if they want to keep the Politoed alive. We have got misaligned switch timers here. So now they bring back in the Drapion as expected. This is a good thing about having Bubble in this situation. You'll be hitting them for neutral damage. And obviously we're getting stabbed with that Bubble as well. So we hit them with an Ice Beam and then make a quick swap into the Sandslash where we have the Ice Punch stored. Go for that. There's a visual glitch. Looks like they did actually let it go through. And then they make a swap into Swampert. So this isn't too bad. We've got some stored energy, so we're going to be able to threaten them. They do shield up the first Ice Punch, and then we're going to go for another one. See if they want to keep that Swampert in decent health. It does a decent amount of damage to the Swampert. Can we get up to another Ice Punch? We can, but it's unfortunately a CMP tie. So we're going to let this go down, say goodbye to the Sandslash, and then try and seek out the victory with the other 2 Pokemon. So we come in with Jellicent, just to actually make them throw their energy here, because the Hydro Cannon is going to do a lot of damage to the GLISCOR. They do throw their energy, so that's perfect. Now we come in with the GLISCOR, and we're going to look to farm them down the whole away. We're going to shield this up, of course. It's going to do a ton of damage to us because we are weak to water being the ground type. Can we wing attack them down? They just get to a move before we're able to wing attack them down, so that's absolutely tragic. Can we survive the Hydro Cannon? We do survive, and then we're going to get off the Night Slash straight away because we expected them to swap straight into the Drapion. So hopefully we can now get up to another Night Slash and take out the Drapion, but they take us out with one Poison Sting, and I was so confused. Let's look at this again. So I throw the Night Slash, and I've got a tiny bit of health remaining, but I thought it would be enough to take one Poison Sting. And I didn't see in the animation they got a Poison Sting through there, so we throw it, and then all of a sudden they seem to do damage to us, and we have the Night Slash and we go down. So maybe our moves were a bit misaligned there, but we should have just thrown the Night Slash against the Swampert and got a shield out of them. We were trying to farm them down. That's what cost us in the end, but I was a bit confused by that misalignment of moves there. Anyway, into the next one, we've got Sharpedo on the lead, so really, really spicy, and I know all about this mucker. So we're going to let the Poison Fang go through, and even an Ice Punch is going to do a lot of damage to them. We did deny them the Waterfall through, which was perfect. Now can we get up to another Ice Punch? They do shield it up, but they managed to Waterfall us down before we can get the Ice Punch off, so that's not good for us at all. So we come in with the Jellicent, as we don't want to come in with the GLISCOR, as this will be destroying us. And we're going to look to bubble them down all the way. We're obviously going to have to shield up that Crunch. Can we bubble them down before they get to another move? We can, so that's really good. But the Sharpedo's done a number on our first two Pokemon. And now they're going to come in with a Lola Mola. And what? We went for an Ice Beam. What the fuck? Well, I don't know what the hell we're doing there, but that's absolutely terrible. Why have we gone for the Ice Beam? I have no idea. Oh my god. So that was an absolutely boneheaded play. Talk about a bad misclick. Wow, bloody hell. So anyway, I was hoping we could get up to another move, but they do actually throw their energy, so that's terrible for us now. And we have to once again throw the Shadow Ball. I've only just realised they've gone for double Waterfall strats. That's really interesting. They're going to have to shield this up because they swapped into a Shadow Aerodactyl. So this player is going right for the spice, and I can do nothing but respect it. So we come in with the GLISCOR, and now we're looking in a really bad spot. We go for a Night Slash. Can we get up to another one? We're not going to be able to get up to another one, I can tell you that. They're going to get to a Rock Slide, and they're going to take us out, and they're going to say, what are you doing, mate? You threw an Ice Beam against an Alola Mola. You deserve to lose. Get out of the house of the Dactyl. So fair play to my opponent there, and we move on into the next one. So let's see what we got. We've actually got a Alolan Sandshrew XL on the lead. So daddy against the son. Let's see who can prevail. Luckily for them, they will be able to get to Night Slash a lot quicker than we can get to the Gyro Ball, which will be threatening them. So they go for that first Night Slash, and it doesn't do too much damage for us. And it looks like they did overfarm because we were able to get up to that Gyro Ball. They do correctly shield it up because obviously even if this was a Bulldoze, it would be doing super effective damage to them. So that's fine. Now we can let another Night Slash go through. It's not doing near enough damage to threaten us, but they will be able to outspam us to another move, which is completely fine. We're going to shield this up and then look to go for a second Gyro Ball, expecting they may try and actually snipe us, and they did get in a couple of counters there with the Medicham, but luckily we did store the Gyro Ball on the Sand Slash, and we swapped straight into Jellicent. So this is a perfect matchup for us. They hit us with a Psychic, which does do a nice amount of damage, but we're easily going to be able to overfarm a ton of energy, counting up the 8 counters it is to a Psychic, throw the Shadow Ball, and they commit their second shield, which is completely bonkers. So now we're going to be able to go for the Shadow Ball again straight away. They've completely wasted their shield, and I'm sure they're quite salty about that. So back in comes the Sandshrew XL, and we're going to look to go for another Shadow Ball. They do throw that Night Slash just before we get to another one, but we're just going to come back in with the Sand Slash and go straight for the Gyro Ball. Was really worried they were going to make an instant swap, but they did stay, so they got taken out, and now we've got GLISCOR against Trevenant in the back, and we have a shield, so that's absolutely perfect. We're going to be devastating them with this Night Slash and the super effective Wing Attack. Get out of here, the Ghost Tree, the GLISCOR, the Vampire Bat, sealing the win nice and easy there. So my opponent definitely shouldn't have shielded up that Medicham. Might have been a different story if they had a shield there at the end. So into the next one, Lurantis on the lead. So the first time we've seen this one. Really interesting Pokemon having access to the Leaf Blade, which is one of the best moves in the game, and then the Superpower as well. So we hit them with a super effective Ice Punch, and then we tried to catch the Superpower on the GLISCOR, but they actually held off, and then they threw a Leaf Blade. And as you can see, it did so much damage to us, and then they come in with Altaria. So this isn't great for the GLISCOR, but we will be able to do a decent amount of damage to them before we go down. Really hoping we can get to another move before they take us out. Oh, we're easily going to be able to do that. GLISCOR is a pretty tanky Pokemon, although we are, of course, using the Shadow version, which does actually take away that bulkiness that makes it so good. Oh, we just weren't able to get off another move before they Dragon Breathed us down, but it's fine because now we're going to come in with the Sand Slash, and we're going to be resisting any move that they can throw at us. But obviously in this scenario, we're just doing neutral damage to them, where in the normal scenario, we would have been doing super effective, double super effective with the Powder Snow. So unfortunately, we see a P-type. We decided to throw our attack because they didn't actually throw our move straight away. So what we did is we undercharged it just so we can get in a couple more Shadow Claws there, but they're going to come in with the Lurantis and obviously throw a superpower against us. us, which we're going to shield up, and then see what they got in the back. They got a Swampert, so we swap straight out into Jellicent, and things are looking really good for us. If they have an Earthquake, it will do a lot of damage to us, expecting they will go for that straight away, but it's actually a Sludge Wave, so now we're looking rather peachy. They can't do anything to us with either of their moves, and we've still got some health left on that Sandslash in the back, so we should be able to take this win rather comfortably. So this weekend is the weekend of the first Pokemon Go Regional Championships in Liverpool. I was going to be making my way up there, but unfortunately I didn't realise the original date was going ahead, and I didn't book any accommodation, so unfortunately I'm going to be giving it a miss. But it did look to me like anyone could actually sign up for the regionals, so I'm not really sure what the big deal was with getting to legend rank in the previous 2 seasons, and it was like 50 odd euros to sign up as well, so not really, you know, I thought it was going to be a thing, you know, you've achieved getting to the top rank and that was your reward for it, but it just seems like it was another money grab for Niantic, so shove it. Anyway, moving on into the next one against Kinkashi 12357. Got Grin on the lead, so this is a pretty decent lead, although they will be resisting the Shadow Claw, will be resisting their fast move as well, so it's kind of a neutral matchup. We're going to go for the Gyro Ball as it will do a lot of damage, and it doesn't even get them into the yellow, so that's quite bad, but Grin is very, very tanky, so they're going to go for a Crunch no doubt, hoping they don't get the defense drop, which they don't, so we should be able to tank another Crunch, easy money. I think we did let a Seed Bomb through at one point, so that's quite bad for us, as Grin is just so spammy, so we're going to go for the Gyro Ball again now, and unfortunately we overfarmed too much, and they're able to get through a move, costing us a shield, so that's not great. Now we're going to go for an Ice Punch bait, really hoping that they shield this up, and once again we let a Seed Bomb through, so not good for us at all. We go for the back-to-back Ice Punches, just to see if we can get this shield out of them. I'm not sure what we're going to do from this position. Probably just let the Sandslash go down, and then we'll probably bring in the GLISCOR, I imagine, as obviously we don't want to eat a Crunch, but they do make an instant swap into Ariados, which is really risky, and considering we've come in with the GLISCOR, we're just going to stay here anyway, as this is a good matchup. Any of the moves they could throw against us will be resisted due to the flying and ground typing, so they went for a lunge to lower our attack, and now they've gone for a Cross Poison. You can see GLISCOR is actually pretty squishy in the Great League with the Shadow form here, even with the not very effective moves. They have done a lot of damage to us, but we're able to take them out with a combination of the Wing Attacks and the Night Slash. Now we're looking to swap into Jellicent as soon as they come back in with their other Pokemon, which is a Beedrill. So double Bug and Poison in the back. Really interesting team composition, and we actually had 2 things in the back that completely shat all over Bug and Poison types. So they did us a favour and they quit. So that's very, very good for us. And into the next one, we've got Galvantula on the lead. Pretty mixed one. Once again, if they hit us with a lunge, that will be resisted. We managed to get a Shadow Claw through there, and we did pull the trigger on the Ice Punch before they got to a lunge, just so we knew we'd definitely get a shield out of them. More than likely that they will let this go through now that we've been debuffed. So we're probably actually going to have to let the Sandslash go down with the next move they throw at us, and then likely we'll probably come in with the GLISCOR again, probably to farm them down. Can we farm them down before they get to another move? We can, so that's really, really good for us. Let's see what they want to come in with. It's a Bomber Snow. So we're doing super effective to them with the Wing Attack, but they're doing double super effective to us with the Ice, as we are ground and flying, which is both weak to Ice. So they come in with Bastidon and we swap into the Jellicent. So that's very, very good for us, considering we've got that shield advantage now. And we're doing super effective with the Bubble, and the Shadow Ball is going to do a decent amount of damage to the Castle Face. So let's see how much a Shadow Ball does to this tanky thing. Can we threaten this and get it out of here so that the GLISCOR can take out the Bomber Snow? It does look pretty good from here. Building up as much energy as we can. Obviously, it is 7 smackdowns for both Flamethrower and the Stone Edge. So we count right up to the 7. And the next Shadow Ball takes them out. We actually go for an Ice Beam, which once again is a bum play, because Ice Beam is only neutral in this situation. So we should be going for Shadow Ball, as we're losing out on that stab bonus there by going for Ice Beam. So they throw it a Weather Ball, but we do have that shield left, and we do have a stored Night Slash, so the Vampire Bat will be taken out, Frosty, and that is another good win, and we get the boost there right at the end, just for fun. So into the next one against Trailer Fish, I think their name was. Very, very nice. And it's against a Swampert. So once again, neutral matchup. Got to watch out for the Earthquake, but my opponent doesn't even bother building up to that, because 2 Hydro Cannons will be taking us out easy. And then they make a swap out into Talonflame, which is very, very questionable play. Think they were trying to catch a move, but I don't really know what they were trying to catch, because it would have been neutral anyway, and Talonflame isn't that bulky in Great League. We do come in with the Jellicent, and we shield up the Brave Bird, and then we was looking like we could possibly bubble down, but we know they're going to get to another Brave Bird, so we throw the Ice Beam just to get a shield out of them in case they want to actually throw it, and for some reason they actually overfarmed, and that's the trouble with Incinerate. If you overtap, you're absolutely screwed. They wasted a shield, and now we're loaded with a Shadow Ball to go against this Trevenant, which has come in. They correctly shield it up, which is fine, and now we're going to threaten them, so they have to throw their energy, and no doubt they'll be taking us out with a seed bomb here. But we have the 1 shield advantage, still some health on the Sand Slash, and we've got the GLISCOR to come in. So that unnecessary swap out definitely cost my opponent. Big call here whether this is the Shadow Ball, because that'll definitely be taking us out, but we've got massive nuts, we called the bait, and it's just a seed bomb. They made a swap out back into the Swampert. We're coming in with the Sand Slash, and this should be an easy win here. We're going to go for the back-to-back ice punches. Don't think this will be taken out, this Swampert, but it will be getting it down quite low. Yeah, 1 HP, so we're just going to let this go through, and then we're going to seal the win with the Vampire Bat once again. So the GLISCOR not really doing much other than sort of cleaning up. It's doing a good job at sweeping up the clutter of remaining Pokemon at the end of all these battles. So yeah, we did get the boost right at the end once again with the GLISCOR, and he just wing attacks the tree out of the game, and we get a delicious Larvitar for our troubles there. Nice. Anyway, rolling on into the next one, Nidoqueen on the lead. So this is really good for the Sand Slash. They do make an instant swap out into Azumarill, and we're actually staying here for a little bit, which is quite interesting. I'm not really sure why. It looks like we was actually trying to catch a potential Hydro Pump or one of the moves, so it did actually catch an Ice Beam on the Jellicent. That's really, really good for us. As we would have been resisting the Play Rough and the Ice Beam on the Sand Slash, so expected if they had Hydro Pump they might have gone for it, but now they go for the Play Rough, so they do just have Play Rough and Ice Beam. So we're going to build up to the Shadow Ball, and unfortunately we did let a bubble through there by the Azu, but 2 Shadow Balls should be doing enough. No, actually we're not going to be able to do enough damage with this second Shadow Ball as we don't have Hex, so we're not doing very effective with the fast move damage. Oh, I'm absolute chatting-ish. We did take out the Azumarill. So the Jellyfish takes out the fellow water type, and then back they come in with the Nidoqueen. Very surprised that they didn't use any shields on that secondary matchup there, because I would have thought they wanted to win the switch and get the Nidoqueen aligned with something different other than the Sand Slash. We do come straight in and throw the Ice Punch, and my opponent was wise to that, so they made a catch out on the Scrafty. So that's not too bad anyway. Do a little bit of chip, and then they decide to back out anyway because they know that their numbers up, as the GLISCOR would have been doing quite well against the Nidoqueen as well. So thank you to my opponent for quitting that one. So into the next one, absolutely terrible lead. This is one of the core breakers for this team. Scrafty and Obstagoon lead is very, very bad, as this thing will be beating both the Sand Slash and the Jellicent. So we're going to Jellicent anyway because we do have the Bubble and the Ice Beam, so at least we can do some neutral damage to them. Really hoping that they let that through, and they did let the Ice Beam through. And then they swap out into Ariados, so very, very interesting, as this thing will be doing not very effective to us. But a lunge probably will be enough just to take us. Oh, we managed to get off a Shadow Ball before they take us down with the not very effective moves. Expecting that they will let this go through, which they do because we are debuffed, but it still did quite a nice amount of damage to them. Going to come in with the Sand Slash now, and once again they cannot threaten us with either of the moves, being resisted by that Steel type in there. So we're probably going to go for the full farm down with the Shadow Claw, and by the time that we end up farming them down, they probably will do a decent amount of damage to us. And then we'll have to swap out because they've obviously debuffed our attack. We don't have to, but we're gonna anyway because we want to keep the full powered moves there, and that they had that Scrafty still. So come in with the GLISCOR, and our switch timers were misaligned, so that's why I bought the GLISCOR in, while we could get that extra farm on them before they're able to swap back out. So now they've brought in the Skarmory, which is not very good for us at all. So we go for that nice slash, really, really hoping for a boost here, as we need to do all the damage we can, even with the resisted fast move. And then we're obviously going to have to shield this up. So we're looking in quite a sticky spot, but we should still be able to pull this out. Really, we needed to get the Sand Slash aligned to the Skarmory, but unfortunately that's not going to happen for us. We do obviously still have that residual energy on the Sand Slash, and we're trying to get it in and get it off against the Skarmory, but just as we switch in, they hit their attack, which is really, really bad, and now they swap into Scrafty as well and get off a power-up punch. Are we going to go down with all that energy? We actually do let it go through, and I think that is a bad call, as the Scrafty, even though it's got resisted counters, look at the damage it's done to us, even though we're flying type, where they boosted their attack, and one more counter is going to be enough. Double KO, and they take the win with the Skarmory with some health on it in the back there, so that was really unfortunate, but a good battle, and well played to my opponent. Rolling on into the next one, Swampert Shadow on the lead. So we've seen this before with the normal version, and it's the same thing. Looks like we were both trying to squeeze through a fast move there, and I think maybe we did actually manage to get through a Shadow Claw as they threw. So we're going to go for the Ice Punch now, and this will be doing a lot of damage to them as they are Shadow. See if they want to shield this up, expecting they will, but we do have the back-to-back, and we managed to get off the second Ice Punch without them getting through a Mud Shot, which is absolutely perfect. They let it go through, and then we're going to look to catch on the Jellicent. Unfortunately, we didn't catch, but even better than that, they didn't throw their energy at all. They were so bamboozled, and 2 bubbles took them out. They come in with the Abomasnow, which is even better for this team, as we do not want this Abomasnow to see the GLISCOR at all. They let through a Shadow Ball, which is just brilliant, so we're just going to let the Jellicent go down. Not sure if an Energy Ball will actually KO us, as Jellicent's fairly tanky. Yeah, they do hang on there, but unfortunately they're able to Powder Snow us down. before we can actually get off another move, but now it doesn't matter what they throw against the Sand Slash. It's going to be resisted, so we're going to eat the energy ball and Shadow Claw them down. They make a quick swap into Nidoqueen, and that's absolutely perfect for us, because now we're going to be able to get off some ice punches against this thing, because the poison type, and they let it go through. What an absolute nutter. So we come in with the GLISCOR, and once again, we don't need to shield this up. Whatever they're going to throw at us, it's going to be resisted, and I'm not really sure why they didn't shield up the move against the Sand Slash, and they just bow out graciously. Thank you, sir. You did cock that one up royally, didn't you? So into the next battle, Obstagoon lead. Really, really bad for us. Once again, as I say, we go into the Jellicent, as that is the soft counter to Obstagoon. It's not a counter at all, but we can't go into the GLISCOR, because then they'll just come into something else. But they did bring in a Wigglytuff. So in this scenario, we're looking quite golden, because we do have Bubble and Ice Beam. So we've got nothing to worry about with the resisted Ghost typing, as they are normal. They do shield up that second Ice Beam, and unfortunately, they're going to be able to charm us down and win the switch, but we do have a shield advantage. No doubt we're going to bring in the Sand Slash now, and we're going to look to go for a heavy farm down with the double resisted Shadow Claws against that normal type. The Play Rough does an okay amount of damage to us, even though it is resisted, and as you can see, look at how little damage this Shadow Claw's doing. We're not even getting stabbed with it as well, so it's taken an eternity to get them down. A Play Rough's going to get us too low, so we have to just commit to a shield and Shadow Claw them down the whole way. They bring it back in the Obstagoon, so we go straight for the Gyro Ball, hoping they let this go through, but they shield it up, which is absolutely crazy. Then we make a swap into the GLISCOR, and now we've got a big call to make. Do we want to shield this up and keep the GLISCOR in health? We do actually let it go through, and then they come in with a Clefable, and that's just going to charm us down. And yeah, that was not good for us at all. We knew we weren't going to win that one, so we back out in a rage. Probably could have seen that out, but I thought bollocks to it. Anyway, that is the last battle, and we get the delicious Frillish for our dinner, and I'm really thankful to Niantic for that. Thank you, sirs. I really hope you've liked this video, and if you have, please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out. Really slow growth in these early days, but I really appreciate all the support that you're giving me. And yeah, until the next one, trainers, you all stay angry. Have a good one. Muy delicioso.